ladies and gentlemen, from somewhere along California's coast, it's Doug Addison!
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Hey, this is more than a conference, right? I mean, impacting Hollywood, impacting the media. You know what the cool thing about Hollywood? You know, my wife Linda and I, we planted a church right outside of Hollywood. The best thing I love about Hollywood, you can pray in tongues out loud. You can walk right down this. You ever do that? You can walk down the street speaking in tongues. No one will look at you. Maybe a homeless guy will growl at you or something, but, you know, it's great. I love it. And I really just love just being able to be around people who are impacting Hollywood, right? I do live in California, and we call ourselves cereal Christians. Have you found the cereal Christians? Fruits, flakes, and nuts. You know, we're out on the West Coast, out on a fault line, not my fault. God called me there. And anyway, the problem with homeless is have you noticed that? The homeless problem, and I'm not going to make fun of them, but I am going to work them in just so I can get more material here. But here's the deal. I just saw a homeless guy in Santa Monica with rolling luggage. Have you ever seen that? I mean, and if you've been around Hollywood enough, you don't know if it's a producer or a homeless guy. Like, whoa. But here, I got a divine strategy from heaven on how to resolve the homeless problem. Not how to house them, just how to bring maybe social healing. You know, acceptance, right? Because, see, the homeless, most that I know, talk to themselves, right? So what we should do is give all of our old cell phones to the homeless. You know, like Bluetooth, so they can just walk around like they're talking to people just like the rest of us having auditory hallucinations. Have you seen this? Has this happened to you? People are on cell phones everywhere now, and they're all talking to themselves. I mean, if I was to project myself back from the 70s to the future right now and find out something, did you know that back in the 70s, I thought there would be flying cars and meals that cook themselves. Did you? So what do we have now? Foreign cars and toilets that flush by themselves. That's called advancement. Anyway. Cell phones are out of hand, you know. People are always on the cell phone. And you ever done this? I mean, I'm always answering people who are talking on the cell phone. Anybody? Or is it just me? Don't we need like a light-up pendant or something? I'm not talking to myself or to you. I'm on the phone. I mean, someone will say, hey, how you doing? I'll say, well, okay. Anyway. But I refuse, you guys, I don't know. I refuse to wear one of the Bluetooths, you know. And who names technology is what I want to know. Who the heck names Bluetooth? I refuse to. I won't look like a robot. I'll look like Rod Stewart, but I will not look like a robot. In California, and I don't know if it's here, but car horns have gotten out of hand, haven't they? You know, I just was actually praying, and I think I got something from the Lord. And he says, you know, there's judgments that happen in heaven, not just receiving Jesus, but there's judgments on, you know, on your status in heaven. You know, jewels in your crown, right? Have you ever heard about it? Well, what if we get there and we find out it's how you act behind the wheel of your car? Wouldn't that be a trip? I don't want to bring a bummer here, but car horns, you know, somehow we get behind the wheel of a car and suddenly it's an urban assault vehicle. I mean, I believe that the fruit of the Spirit, first place, is behind the wheel of your car, right? So I went to buy a car, and they asked me what color I wanted, what, you know, the cup holders and all these questions. I'm like, you know what the most used thing in a car is? A horn. I mean, they ought to, like, line them up by horns. What kind of horn do you want? You know, I mean, you know, over here. So I buy this car, and it has this sissy horn. Has anyone ever done this? I'm in like major 10 lanes of traffic, and I finally honk, and like, and it just somehow it just did not express my displeasure at that one moment. Somehow a trumpet doesn't do it either, you know? And they look over, I mean, my car horn turned out in this car. I know it was God humbling me for a season because I had this like wuss horn, and it sounded like a teenager who was like, I'm sure. It might as well have been going. I think we need environmentally adjustable car horns. Because I lived in the South, and you got the friendly beep. Hey, who cares? I don't have anything to do anyway. Neat, neat. And then you move into 5, the gentle displeasure. Then you move it up to 8 or 9, you know, which is radical road rage. And then 10, urban assault. All right. Maybe you haven't had the same revelation I have on car horns. But anyway, being able to influence Hollywood, I really believe, maybe you'll get some ideas here on some television shows or some reality shows. Here's one, a reality show that I've been thinking about doing, and this is because to explain the Christian life, you know, the way God works in mysterious ways, well, you know what that should be called? Punked by an Angel. Has anyone been punked by an angel besides me? That's where the God of surprise, and you know, prophetic people, we don't like that, you know. We want to know exactly what God's going to do. Another one, how about this one? We could do a Christian reality show on sanctification. It's called Kill the Old Man. I'm just not sure people are, maybe that was a gang movie or something. I don't know. I'm sure people understand that one. How about this one? Another reality show would be, so you want to be the next big preacher? No, thank you. Thank you very much. Apparently there's some in the room right now, so I want to be careful with that one. Here's one of my favorites is the Jesus movie. I love the Jesus movie. Hey, I'm not going to diss the Jesus movie up here, but we are moving into the 21st century, well into it. Is someone going to update the Jesus movie? Was it me, or are they a little stiff? Follow me. And how come they always have an English accent? Oh, no, that's Monty Python. Sorry, okay. Flipping the channels there, but remembering. How about this? In the Jesus movie, if we update the Jesus movie, we've got to make sure that we get a reality show with the Sons of Thunder. Wouldn't that be a good show? Sons of Thunder, Sunday night. You know, you know who they are, right? James and John, right? The two brothers that they called the Sons of Thunder. Now, we don't know where they got it from, right? We're not sure until you read the Bible more and you find out it's probably from their mom. Did you know the Sons of Thunder, they want to call down fire from heaven, right? Can we nuke them, Jesus? Can we nuke them? This is the updated version. He's like, easy, boys, easy, right? And then, so now, Mrs. Zebedee comes up and says, excuse me, Jesus, would you mind putting my boys at the right hand and the left hand of you when you go back into heaven? I don't know if you realize what she's asking, you know? I mean, he's going to be sitting at the right hand of the Father, so we're going to put James over here. We can just stick John, the Father can scooch over for a family portrait. There's absolutely, there was no ambition among this group, right? Peter shows up, hacks some guy's ear off, right? And then later he has, he writes 1 Peter 3:15, which was, be ready to give an answer for what you believe, but do so with gentleness and love. Do you think he learned something along the way? I think so. How about this one? If we could redo the Jesus movie, I believe that when we get up in heaven, we're going to see Jesus movie outtakes. Things that just didn't make it into the Jesus movie, you know? And so, here's what we need to do. When we update the Jesus movie, we need to make sure, Jesus movie 2, he's coming back and he's ticked. Thank you. Jesus movie 3, he never came back, now we're ticked. That's what's going on out there. Oh, yeah. And so I came up with maybe some few adjustments we can do. I don't want to pick up on any big movies here, but let's start with the 10 Commandments, all right? Charlton Heston, right, shows up. And he looks like Rick Joyner anyway. And Charlton Heston shows up and says the classic line, Pharaoh, let my people go. I don't know if you've read the Bible or not. I think there was a casting problem with that. Because last I read, he had a speech impediment. Did you know that? How many people know that Moses actually had a speech impediment? Charlton Heston really was kind of the Hollywood version. Do you know how it really went? They won't let my people go. Bring in the bed bugs. Thank you, guys. My name's Doug Addison.
Doug Addison. Come on, give it up for Doug Addison.